Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and this is Supercoach Pro. Today's video we are doing the round 14 dreaded bye review. I scored 15-23, didn't score too well, been playing Pokemon Stadium as you can see in the background, but anyway. Went down 217 places, season rank is now 798, still in top 1,000. Won my cash league, that's pretty important to me this time of year. So 4 trades left and they're only for injury trades, which makes it super hard. So Duncan killed me, and to be honest, after that Geelong match and Duncan and Hawkins, who I bring in this week as we'll go through my team, after they went injured, I sort of didn't watch a lot of games. I saw the scores on Footy Fan just to keep a track on how they were playing, but after that, sort of killed the mood for the week. And no one had really good scores for captaincy. Even if you captain someone like Mitchell, they didn't do too well. So we'll get stuck straight into the side. Sorry for the quick ramble. 120 to Stewart. This frustrates me a lot, and it probably frustrated a lot of Stewart owners. He does so much and gets rewarded so little. 120 for a game of his life. Like, he just plays so well and only gets 120. I don't understand that. He should have got 200 points. Really ripped off by Champion Data. Whitfield, 126. He was mopping up. Bounced back from last week if you bought him in. He rewarded you this week with a 126. Looks like he will be in a nice little pod. I'm not sure how many percent sides he's in at the moment, but I imagine a lot of people will be bringing him in. So he's only in 15%, which is actually quite a lot over the last fortnight. I think he was only about 3%. Ridley back to his best again, 111. 29 to Jones. You're probably wondering why. He did his hammy. So if you have, more trades and you got a bit of bank, hook to, go up even to a Nick Haynes or someone as a cheap D7 or D6, whatever you want to have. He looked like he was playing a great game on the weekend, as a side note. McRae, just a 97. Don't know really why he scored so little. It was always going to be McRae or Bont, one of them going big, and it was Bontempelli this time. So that's his first time he's dipped under 100. So he looks like he'll get a little bit cheaper over the next fortnight if you don't already have him. Josh Kelly, my heart was in my mouth after Duncan going down the night before. He looked injured in the first bit of the first quarter, in the first 10 minutes, and it really, hurt his game because before that he was looking great, and then he just couldn't find it. He was on a bench for long periods of time as well. Scored 101. I accidentally forgot to captain Merritt because I left my optimize button there, and in hindsight it worked out better because I get an extra few points for having Kelly. Originally it was going to be Kelly into Merritt, but it ended up being Hall into Kelly, which was a bonus 1 point. So it's a little bit funny how Supercoach works there. 93 to Merritt. I'm not sure if he copped the tag. So look, he's normally pretty consistent, and 93 you'll take this week. Everyone scored pretty bad. Even players like Travis Boak did this week. 71 to Walsh. He got tagged. If you're wondering why he is so low, he got the De Boer tag, and De Boer held him all night. So bit of a worry now because people will, coaches will start to see that you can tag Walsh and he will lower his colours. So maybe don't bring him in. Maybe give him a week or two and just see how it bounces back because he could be really cheap in a few weeks. Duncan, oh man, this is why I stopped watching footy over the weekend. I normally watch just about every match, and this just made me always interested in the games this week. Obviously, Richmond weren't playing, so I didn't have much interest. But Duncan, 10, he got injured. He's out. If you got, you bring him in. He was meant to be my super pod. He was playing so well. He was on 16 points within like 5 minutes of the game, and he just had about 2 touches and 2 tackles. He looked like he was going to have a big night. And yeah, this is how the Supercoach gods repay you. You 121, right? And I'm like, oh, beauty. I'll bring him after his concussion game. Comes out with a 74, an absolute stinker. When I bring him in, then has 10 points. And that's the worst. But you don't mind injured players when they haven't lost any value. But he lost 70k. So that really hurts. I've only got 4 trades as above. So these are just injury trades. And with him going this week, it'll leave me with 3 with 9 rounds to go, which isn't looking too good for my season. As you can see, these guys are bought on debut with Hawkins for Brockman, Kaziski, who was down here by DPP, and somebody else. I forgot who it was. I think it was Poulter. So it's Poulter, Brockman, and Kaziski out for Bramble, Newcomb, and Hawkins. And didn't he fail? But back to Bramble. He looked like a solid player this week. Got a bit of the ball, so happy with 54 points. Probably wasn't worth a trade in hindsight, to be honest. 24 to Newcomb, just couldn't find it, and this is what I was worried about. His game last week was relying on tackles, and if you can't find it, you're not going to get the ball without your tackles. So he just looked like he was second to the ball again, like he sort of was last week, and that's why he probably accumulated more points. Well, you're second to it if you're tackling more than the opposition, I guess. That's how I see it. Look, we're really crossing our fingers Grundy comes back because Reeves, this whole situation with whatever the ruckman is from Hawthorn, not McAvoy, but the other guy, Segler. I'm not sure how he fared, so hopefully he's some cover in the future because he's going to make some money, but not sure you will have the luxury to trade him in the back end of the season. Hall, 100. I think he copped a tag at the start, bounced back, and yeah, played a nice game again. Such a good pickup for 415k. Zeeble sold again, 134. I wish I had a vice captain this man because he was absolute seagoing down there. So yeah, great pickup. If you don't have him, you should really bring him in. He's a good price too. Hawkins. Hawkins I bring in because I was like, I need a pod forward. I was going to bring in Robbie Gray, and he got injured. And then I was like, oh, Hawkins is my man because I actually had a bit more money by downgrading to rookies at 102. I didn't end up going for Madden, who scored a 60. So, yeah, pinched nerve or something similar to the Grundy situation. So, if you're a Hawkins owner like me now, don't be surprised if Chris Scott does a laid out on the Thursday night game, I think there is. So just be wary of that. I'll be keeping an eye out because I might have to have my emergency there. Toby Green, the man of the hour, 125, an absolute weapon, just grabs it in the midfield, goes forward, just scares opposition every time, does a few silly things, might get suspended this week, but I love the pick. It makes me like watching the Giants games a bit more. A bit of a back-end excitement pick. Just hope he doesn't go down with injury. Impey, I didn't want to trade him because I thought he would bounce back, 109, so it'd be interesting to see how many percent of sides he's in now since everyone flicked him off. So he's in 32% of sides, which is interesting. I don't know how much he was before that. I guess if you have all the selections, if you don't know how to do this, he was in upwards of 59,000. So he's gone down only 6,000, not as much as what I probably thought he would. Waitman really solid again, gives away a few free kicks, but he looks like he's a keeper up forward for now. Good bench cover, a solid scorer, averaging 73 in the forward line. This week we're going to have to get rid of Duncan, remain with 3 trades with 8 or 9 rounds left to go, which isn't looking great. Press the optimise button so you don't have to do it yourself. So, but we've got a full fielded team down here, looking solid, one's short, and all these guys off their bye come back. Then, sorry, just get rid of this. This is my problem. I've got to find a Duncan spot for 490, which isn't looking great. However, if you look at the bench, I feel pretty confident. I can loophole Bianco's score if he ends up doing well and doesn't get dropped after that poor score last week against Melbourne. So it gives me a loophole there. I can loophole a score here as well with McRae if one of these guys actually do decent, so that's not too bad. I don't really got much bench cover here until Reeves comes back. Impey and Waitman, I've actually got a really solid forward line, so I can do a bit of mucking around because I've got the DPP. I can swing Martin here. I can even wait a week. I can chuck Duncan to the side. I can play Impey here, and to be honest, that wouldn't be the worst of situations because obviously get rid of the E from McRae. But my forward line's fine. I could leave Martin there, assess another week, have a look on my watch list, see who's coming down in price, maybe Rao. I'll have a look at which players are value. Obviously, O'Neill is on my watch list and he scored 156, so Haynes was 96, so he's great on my watch list. So these guys really did something. Harry Mackay, 86, he's down to 328k. So these guys on my watch list really paid off, because they do help me. Again, Houston 98, so Dangerfield 95. So my list is pretty solid in terms of what I can do. I could go Penderbury to Duncan, So I'm just gonna have a play around with it. Obviously, I'll have to do an earlier video for the Thursday because Friday is on my birthday, so I'll be on the drinks that day, so I won't know what's happening with Supercoach and my team Richmond plays on Friday night, which I probably won't see that either. So yeah, if you do have any trade plans, chuck them in the comments below. You like this video, you know what to do. Press the like. If you're a new YouTube searcher here, do subscribe to the channel. I really want to get to it 100. I think I'm a pretty underrated Supercoach channel page in terms of my ranking compared to some of the other big dogs. I'm up there, that's for sure. Anyway, as I said, I'll catch you later in the week. Let me know how you guys scored. If you guys absolutely had a ripper, put it in there. I'd love to see if anyone got over 2,000 because that'd be absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'll catch you on later on. See yous.